Wow, is it that time of year already? Is it almost a month past that time of year already? The Forever Night-a-thon. There were those of you who doubted me. There were those who said, there was no way I could recap and review every single episode of the first season of Forever Night. And all of them are dead now. All from the same mysterious, untraceable toxin. But my lawyers have advised me not to talk. Forever Night is a Canadian police procedural from the 90s about a homicide detective working the graveyard shift in Toronto, because he's a centuries-old vampire baby. Hoping to repay society for his sins and emerge from his world of darkness and all that. The exercise took a heavy toll on me. It was difficult, it was gruesome, it was in no way lucrative for me, financially, personally, creatively. For these reasons, I will not be doing a 22-episode Forever Night-a-thon this year. I'm sorry, I just don't have it in me. Because season 2 of Forever Night actually has 26 episodes, so I'll be doing a 26-episode series for season 2 of Forever Night. Boy, you know, the way I led into that, it probably was confusing. I think the problem with the first season was that there was only 22 videos. And now that there's 26, that's going to get people on board. That's going to bring in the clicks. I'm sure of it this time. What the fuck even is this show? Glad you asked. Probably should have watched the 22 videos already made about it, but fine, whatever. Nick Knight, with a K, is a centuries-old vampire working as a detective in Toronto in the then contemporary year of 1994. After centuries of murder and mayhem, Nick wants to make up for his wicked ways and find a way to become mortal once more. In order to stop having to kill people and be violent, he decides to become a police officer. Probably not the job you'd want to go with. Nick is assisted by Natalie Lambert, a quirky forensic and medical examiner who's not like the other girls. As a scientist, Natalie uses a variety of materialist techniques such as guessing and yelling at Nick, all to help him not be a vampire no more. Like, she'll tell him not to drink blood. You know, how like if you stop eating food, you'll learn not to want it. Like every woman on the planet, she has romantic feelings for Nick, but as a scientist, cannot express them. Speaking of women with feelings for Nick, there's also Jeanette Ducharme, another centuries-old vampire and member of Nick's former polycule. She runs a vampire nightclub called The Raven, where Nick will often stop by to pester her for information about whatever case he happens to be working on. Jeanette appears aloof, but there's more to her than meets the eye, so Nick makes her do things, and seldom does anything to help her, but they're still friends. Rounding out said former polycule is Lucien Lacroix, the best character and focus of most of my attention. Lacroix is Nick and Jeanette's hedonistic sire. He's obsessed with bringing Nick back into the fold. Nick killed him in the pilot, but mysteriously Lacroix returned in the first season finale. Who knows what dark machinations he has in store for our hero? Probably a lot of flirting, I can tell you that much. There's also Nick's police partner, the well-intentioned but dopey and abrasive Detective Donald Skanky. That is the man's name. Every single video people would say, hey, how come you're calling this guy Skanky? It's because that's the character's name. It's just his name. Skanky is a deeply proud man with very little to be proud of. He's self-interested, vain, and surly, but he's dependable in a pinch. Skanky doesn't know Nick's secret despite having every reason to, because he's not a very good detective. Both men are commanded by Captain Joe Stonetree, but forget about Captain Joe Stonetree, he's not in season 2, you don't need to learn about him. Will Nick find a way to become mortal? Will Lacroix tempt him to turn back to his wicked ways? Is Natalie ever gonna be helpful? Tune in every day for the next 26 days to find out. Can't wait a whole day? Guess what, fuckface? Every episode's gonna go up a day early on patreon.com/scaredycats. Go look, there's one there right now for tomorrow. Forever Night-a-thon Season 2, better late than never.